In the previous episode, we took a dive into the water where we proceeded to build this really big retaining wall around our ocean monument. We then went ahead, drained all the water before we started construction on this massive Guardian farm, which gives us prismarine crystals and prismarine shards that we can use to make all the prismarine blocks we need. And even though this monument looks impressive, we lack a lot of detail at the bottom. So in this episode, we will be filling this area with some ruins, and we will also be adding a factory into those ruins that will automate the production of all the different prismarine blocks, ranging from prismarine to dark prismarine. So the general idea for this area is to not just cover it with sand and make it look like a beach, because it's kind of impossible, because right below this, we actually have the monument on its original pillars. Don't mind the power. And what I was thinking is, instead of covering in a beach and doing stuff like that, I'm gonna recreate parts of the ruins in this area around it and have like little piles of sand, maybe some vines and stuff growing from it, and in those old pieces of the original monument we can use for farms. And the first one we're going to do is the farm that will create all the basic blocks that we can make from the Guardian drops. So with that said, let's do a little bit of building. So I took a look at one of the existing monuments and I did a little bit of planning, and if we come out, I think it's a total of 9 from this wall and this wall, it'll bring us to this position right over here. And if my math is right, we can do a little draw slave right over here, and we can have our little mechanical crafters in a grid like this. Now it's very important to note that for all the different prismarine blocks, you're going to need a 9x9 or a 3x3 for the dark prismarine, a 3x3 for the normal prismarine, a 3x3 mechanical crafting grid for the sea lanterns, and then a 2x2 for the normal prismarine blocks itself. And we're not going to craft the different variants like stairs and stuff like that. Instead, we'll have like a separate storage where we can store it, but we're just going to craft the main blocks. So that said, this is one of the crafters, and then from here we're just going to run spruce trims. We're going to leave one open, and we're going to do this again and do another draw slave, and then we can recreate this whole pattern again, and we're going to do it one more time like so. And then from here, I think it's important that we do 3, and then we do one block open, and then we do the other set of crafters in this area like this. So that's basically it. These just need to get built up to the same height, but I think that's the perfect location for this little automated factory. The next thing we need to do is just change up these little mechanical crafters a bit, and what I mean by that is, for example, we've got prismarine. If we open our inventory, we push R on prismarine, we see this is a recipe. So it requires 4 of the same items to craft one block. And what we're going to do is, currently this is set up so in such a way that we have to send that item into every one of these blocks. But if we just remove these, then automatically we can have one funnel feeding into this block and it will fill in the whole grid. So now you can see all the lines are gone, so it means all of these materials are the same. So if we look at the next one, let's say the prismarine block, again, all of the same blocks. So we're going to head back here. We're going to rip out all of these columns and rows, and now all of that's the same because all of that's the same block to create prismarine block. With sea lanterns, it gets a bit interesting. So if we push R, we can see that it makes a little plus sign of prismarine crystals, and then we have 4 different blocks in the corners. So how are we going to do that? Well, basically we're going to remove those 2 and those 2, and now we only have to send prismarine crystals into any of these blocks to create those items, and prismarine shards into those. And that's going to be exactly the same with the dark prismarine. Just to show you, it's just prismarine shards in a circle and then black dye in the center. So again, we're just going to take our wrench and just remove those. And now all of these are set up correctly and they're ready to receive materials. Now the only thing we need to do is get the input on all of these, and then we can see if we can automate it. So I'm going to do the boring thing that I've shown a million times. I'm basically going to put down a bunch of item drains and funnels and stuff like that, and I'll bring you guys back and show you what it looks like once it's done. So we should have everything set up, and I've got a little idea of the storage being over here, and this will be the final product. I've got the 4 major blocks we're going to be producing, and then I added 8 additional drawers for stuff like stairs, the chip variants, or whatever, the things I'm going to use in this area. And then if we come on back here, over here I left 2 spaces open, and that's just for those 2 drawers, and those are the drawers from the farm, and the farm's also already hooked up well as soon as I put a little block in there. But these we can put up there, and then we'll have the raw products over there excluding the fish, and from here we will have things distributing. So over here I've got a funnel. It is a funnel, yeah, brass funnel set to give out 4 prismarine shards, and they will go into these 4, and I did it with all of these as well. So in theory, if we place down the first crate right over here, and we place down the second one, we should see items flow in. Why are we not seeing items flow in? Could it be because it's not connected to this drawer? Let's just see. Let's just see if we do this. If we add another trim over there, and we do this. Oh, there we see items. Okay, so we just saw all the items flow in, and now we can see what I mentioned earlier. So we connected those, so all of those are the same. All of those, that pattern, and those. And now if we give this power, it should start crafting these items, and it's going to craft 1 drawer of each before it just starts to stockpile it. But it's nighttime, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sleep, gather up a bunch of blocks, and we're going to run a little build montage of this first ruined building getting built. So sit back and enjoy. And just like that, we've got this little ruined factory, and naturally we have to look at it with shaders on, and it just looks so cool. Like if we turn around, we've got this whole area, we've got the little storage over here, we can walk up and we have the different crafters. I hit the little drawer control over here. Someone did mention that they've already used a frame drawer mod on this, so I might add it. I might just wait for next season or something. And then over here we've got the smaller crafting one, and the one thing we do need is another drawer for black dye, so I might add it over there. I think it's going to look weird on the side here, or I might add it over here. I don't know. So we'll do black dye because we need black dye for the dark prismarine. But if we run it over this side, we've got some more over here. We've got some more structures, and we've got little piles of sand. We've got these little broken up ruins, and if we fly up, you can see it's actually the shape of the old monument. It's just been cut out and pieces taken and everything, and I think it looks really cool. But now what we do need to do is we need to add some power to this area, and that's what we're going to do next. So I've got the materials in my hotbar, so let's turn off the shaders and let's get to work. Also note that little achievement in the top right. I don't know if there was an update or something, but it's been giving me updates the whole day or since I logged in today, and it's been really weird. So not sure what's going on there, but oh well, we're achieving again. So like any of the other farms that we do, it doesn't need to be super fast or super effective. It just needs to work and over time gather and create blocks. And what I was thinking when I flew up over here is we've got this ideal little spot over here where we can do maybe water wheels, and then we've got another spot over here that I might just enlarge a little bit also for water wheels. So what I'm going to do first of all is just mark out the space. We know the big water wheels is 5, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 over here. I might actually lower it down. Let's just make sure it is 5. Yeah, it's 5. So maybe we rip out 2 more blocks like this. And then I'll fix it up, make it look a bit better. And then we can, like, move this to here. Yeah, I do like that. And then we need to think about the water falling. So the water basically needs to fall over here, I think. Like so. And then that will turn and create power. So let's rip that out. And let's add a second wheel over here. Yeah, I might change that one out a bit. And let's just see the other side, maybe this one. Yeah, I'll replace the glowberries. And then what I've thought of doing is right over here, we can maybe do, because this is where the water has to go out. So we can maybe do something like this. Like so. And I think I should do something like that. And then we can do this. And now we can put the water in here, and the water will actually fall out into that area. And we can rip out these blocks. It's not going to have any effect, but now it actually looks like we're taking the water coming in from the ocean. It's going to fall all the way down onto these. You know what? I'm going to extend it so it actually falls over here. And then it falls. See, there's another achievement. That's weird. So it actually falls into this area over here. Yeah, I think so. So let's quickly see. Yeah, because that just looks a little bit flimsy up there. Okay, I'm going to quickly extend that, get everything ready, and we'll place the water. Okay, so we've got that a little bit extended, and I will add a bit more support to it, but I think that looks fine. So if we were to waterlog this one and waterlog this one, see, there we have the notification for rotational power as well. But yeah, I like that. I like that better than it falling too close. Yeah, that looks cool. So I'm just going to now quickly fix up this, give it a bit of support, and then we can take power from here. And then basically that power is going to run all the way from over here. And I think we'll power maybe the first 2 constructors, assemblers, this one and this one, using that. And then these 2 over here, the baby one over here and this one, I want to do using another water wheel like that I mentioned, coming out right over here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm quickly going to set up another one of those water wheels, and then I'll bring you back once it's all ready and we can connect the mechanical crafters. So I thought I'll bring you guys back. We've got the 2 pipes in, and I went ahead and put them in at different levels and turned a few things around and everything. And I have to say, I kind of like this a lot. I like the idea of water being used from the wall into this and then just pouring back into the ocean. We've got our wheels turning, and over here we've got our shafts all connected up with the gearboxes and everything ready to go into the manufacturers. I also installed little, oh, that was a wall and everything. I also installed the rotational speed controller, and we've got that going. The only hiccup I did find is this one is powered, but this one's not powered, so we're gonna have to do something like this and then just hide it like this, which I think is fine. It doesn't bother me too much. This one's fine. We had to build up this corner a little bit, so you can see some of it still over here, and we'll just go ahead and add a bunch of blocks in there as well, just to make it a bit more worn and everything. And now the same with this one. This one gets its power from this side over here. We've got that pouring down, and again, rotational speed controller. We've got it all connected. We just need to connect it there. But I think before we do that, let's quickly place down the drawer with all the black dye in it, and then we can connect the power together and see this machine produce a few items. Okay, so we've got the drawer with all the black dye. We're going to place it down. It's going to take a while. There we go. It's made its way into that system. And now the next thing we need to do is we just need to connect this shaft. Okay, it's stalled. So 32 speed is not enough for these little crafters. This one is working, so that's fine. So that can go to 32 speed. And we should see these two items being produced. And that goes directly into a drawer slave. And there we go. We've got those being made. So this, I might just have to change the speed down a bit. Let's say 24. Yeah, 24 works. So it's going to be producing at a little bit of a slower rate, which I'm not too bothered by because I'm not going to upgrade these drawers either. It's just going to stop at 32. Not 32, 2048, I think, which I'm happy about. So yeah, this is so cool looking. It's working. We're producing these blocks and I'm pretty excited. Yeah, there we go. Dark Prismarine and everything. So that will slowly fill up. I might even do the drawer downgrade, which by the way, I mentioned and then I couldn't find it and I thought I was like imagining it. But if we go and we type upgrade, where was it? It's this one. No, that's the void. Why can't I see it again now? This is so weird. Like, I know it's in here because I saw it while I was recording yesterday. Here we go. Storage downgrade reduces base storage to a single stack. So we do have that. I don't know if I'm going to use it, but that is an option. So last time I said it's in here, I looked crazy, but I'm not. Well, I am a little crazy, but it is there. So we can do something like that if we should and when we should and if we have to. But for now, I think this is looking pretty awesome and I'm quite excited about this whole area and what it's going to look like when it's done. But for now, I think we need to just get this little pod ruined up and get the ruins in there. And I'm going to do it in a time lapse, but it's going to be a super quick little build montage. And then I'll bring you guys back once it's all in place. Just like that, we've got the second ruined building in place, and it's not going to be the final one. We're going to add one more in front of us in the empty space over here, but I am looking at maybe doing some form of elevator, and maybe we can use another part of the ruined building as the elevator. So there is still some things I want to plan in this area, but this one might actually become a farm as well because we can do the fish farm. So we might turn this into like a little kitchen where we can process the fish and do whatever we need to with that, and that way we can utilize this area as well and then just add more details to the walls as we go along. But if we go over here, let's see these from this side. They look so cool. I really like how little parts of the world move and how the water is flowing down. I did think of one thing, and that's maybe that if I do remove the monster torch, the mega torch up here, we might get some guardians spawning in those. Maybe, potentially. But I'm also, again, not too worried about it because, like mentioned in the previous episode, I want to place mega torches out in the world that comes, has a border that comes up all the way to this edge, ensuring that we only have monsters spawning in the tank. So that is something that can happen, but not worried at the moment. Then I also just want to jump down. I placed all my bricks that I did have in my inventory into the storage system, so we filled up. We added some of these extras, and we've got this barrel with some extras that we got from removing the monument. So it's looking cool. I really love this build. I think it's such a unique little way to add the whole monument farms into the area with the guardians dropping, the blocks being created, and then just the water from the ocean flowing down into these little contraptions, into these little areas. So yeah, I like this. I love this area, and now I need to know, what do you think of this area? Do you like how we integrated the ruined monument into this build? And if so, down in a comment, what do you think of the idea of maybe using a part of the ruined monument as a functioning, working elevator? But as we're sitting here looking at the guardian farm, it's time for me to say goodbye because I did run out of time, and I had so much fun building this and adding these ruined buildings and just getting all of this together, and I'm looking forward to adding more to this ocean industrial area. But also I would like to hear your opinions in regards to the ruined areas like I mentioned earlier, and then also there's a bunch of suggestions that I have received and I haven't gotten around to them, so I haven't forgotten about them. I will see to adding them real soon. Real life's just been a bit busy, so I do apologize for not getting to all the suggestions immediately, but they will happen. There's a lot of them that will happen. But anyway, if you did like this video, then do remember, like and subscribe if you haven't done so yet, and smash that notification bell, otherwise you'll miss an episode and we don't want that. Till next time, bye for now.